Well, Vice President J.D. Vance will be visiting UW Lacrosse tomorrow. Vance will visit a steel fabricating facility. He's expected to talk about the impact of the One Big Beautiful bill and its impact on manufacturing. The Vice President is also expected to talk about tax cuts for working families and businesses. And meanwhile, Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers talked yesterday about the negative impacts that the bill will have on funding for rural Wisconsin communities.
It was bad legislative policy. You know, the chief executive, the president, has the absolute right to do whatever he thinks he was elected to do, but the Congress has to play a role in this, and they just kind of rolled over on it.
Evers also called the federal grant programs a lifeline for rural communities across Wisconsin. We're going to have coverage of Vance's visit tomorrow on Northern News Now.